reiterate what I've been saying consistently. In any encounter with anybody who is, quote, unquote, a representative of law enforcement, and say, for example, you're pulled over or you're in a restaurant and somebody walks in and says, I am a law enforcement officer, and I'm going to tell you some things I want you to do. So remember the 3 F's. Don't fuss, don't fight, and don't flee. Now, the first one is, don't say anything except just answer questions from that person, whomever that person may be. Just answer the questions. Or, if you don't know the answer to the question, just say you don't know. I mean, because, a person asks you a question, you say, I don't know the answer to that question. Or, I don't know how to answer that question. And keep your voice low, but don't do any fussing. And say as little as possible. Every lawyer will tell every black person, and many black people have been, had to have a lawyer, and they're sitting in some holding cell or something like that and whatnot. I mean, when they talk to a lawyer, I think most black people, I haven't had the experience, but most black people, I think, will tell you that when you tell a lawyer you didn't say anything, that lawyer has a whole lot of leeway to do a lot of things in your favor. And so you can remember that. Don't start mouthing off. You're not on a playground in kindergarten. Black people still act like, even when we're 30 years old, we think we got to go into show business out there on the highway at 3 o'clock in the morning, and we're looking at sudden death. And we think we're in show business. We start performing like we're in some type of one-act play in grade school. I would even say high school. Take your hands off me. Well, you ain't got, I know my rights. Get your hands off me. What you touching me for? That's fussing. That will get you absolutely nothing but a whole lot of what you don't want. That's a guarantee. You're not going to, all of a sudden the world is not going to change for you in your favor because of what you're saying. You're not going to have everything going for you. And then you swing on that officer. By swinging, I mean you ball up your fist and take, you're going to knock his teeth out.
Whoa.
Well, good luck with that. All right? It is proven that it doesn't what? It doesn't work. Black people have to become more scientific. We need to be the most scientific people on the planet by now from what we have gone through. Always think of cause and effect. How is all this going to work out if I make this move?
Yes, sir.
That's what you should ask yourself.
Okay.
Now, I'm getting ready to go off on this guy. Now, what's going to be the result if I go off on him? All right? Ask yourself that before you do anything and say, well, hey, there's 3 squad cars here. There's 4 people standing around me in a circle. One of them is getting ready to put the cuffs on me. All right? And I know I haven't done anything. Should I start telling them all about the Constitution and all like that? The answer is no. Do what you are told. It will work best for you. Everything starts with your mind. M-I-N-D, your brain. So if you have already got it in your mind that you are a prisoner of war on this planet, if you're black, you're already a prisoner of war. I don't care how old you are, how young you are. You're a prisoner of war. You're a slave to the system of white supremacy. You can't think any other way. That's dangerous. And it is not wise or smart, you might say. Of course, there are no wise people, period. But it's not smart. It's not going to work for you to think any other way. You have to think, what will be the best way for me to conduct myself for the results to be in my favor. So if you think I'm a prisoner of war, I'm already a prisoner. I'm walking around in the prison yard, or I got a little scooter or a car, and I'm driving around in the prison yard. The whole world is a prison yard for a black person. The white supremacists can kill you at any time, and there's nobody who can come to your rescue that's got the muscle to do anything about it except mouth off. And that's the truth. Oh, yeah, we can have demonstrations after the fact. We have plenty of those. We talk about what we don't like, and we do that year after year, decade after decade. But we're prisoners of war.
Yeah, here it is on the
We're born in prison.
Yeah.
All right? You have to have that in your mind. I don't care whose grandmother you are. You have to have in mind. You have absolutely no rights in the system of white supremacy.
Yeah.
None. I'm going to fuss.
Yes.
I ain't going to fight. I ain't going to flee. And I'm going to look at those people around me, and I'm going to say it might be a race soldier among them.
It might be.
There is. If it's a white person carrying a gun, he may be a racist. All right? And Neely Fuller, the way I would look at it, getting out of that car slowly and doing what they tell me to do, I'm thinking, Neely Fuller, this is my last day on this planet. That's what I'm thinking. All right? That's what I think.
Yeah.
In that situation that grandmother was in.
Yeah.
This is my last day. I'm going to be dead within the next 5 minutes. That's the way I think. That's the way I think. That's the way I say every black person should think. You know why? Because you just might be. But the white supremacists, directly and indirectly, make the decision about what that resignation means. I always say white people don't get fired in the system of white supremacy. They get transferred.